There we go. All right. Jeez. Okay. Got all my fidgets out. I had to, I remembered just now to unplug my controller. Because it's caused problems in the past. We'll see. We'll see if it does the same. I mean, it shouldn't because I unplugged it, but I don't know if it makes a difference whether I unplug it first and then start the game, or I start the game and then unplug it, or whatever. Anyway. The game seems to be behaving for now, so we'll see. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday evening session of Omikron, the Nomad Soul. And, yeah, we... Oh, good, that was his name. Okay, I was gonna check, because I realized after... Actually, I realized earlier today that I totally forgot to check my new body's name. Apparently it's Bahimil 262. Anyway, yeah, we're in the new body now, and I hate it. Is this chump? Oh, yeah, nope, nope, nope. I can't turn around. Hold on. Okay, hang on. Hang on, hang on. Hang on. Let me restart the game. Because the phantom presence of my controller was still messing with my controls. Do-over. At least I'm assuming that was the case, and it wasn't just that my new body that I was in is incapable of turning left or right. Which I wouldn't put it past him. Okay, there we go, good. Howdy, Mr. Gel. Howdy, howdy. So yeah, we're in a new body, and I hate him. I miss my badass hot lady body. What's that down there? A bowl. I'll take it. We're also in jail, which is also bad. Bahimil 262, 28, blood type K+, whatever that means. He has green eyes, for what it's worth. The Tetra Militia Officer received the special intensive training reserved for the Tetra Trust Elite Squad, reputed to be wild and reckless and afraid of nothing. Suspects Tetra of being involved in various shady deals, but is still unable to prove anything. Likes danger, honor, integrity. Hates injustice, corruption, routine. Interesting. Okay, so he's got a bit of a personality. That's cool. That's cool. What was he doing, like, slumped on the floor of that facility, though, is what I want to know. Yeah, he's kind of crappy. Yeah, well. He's not as cool as Iman. Anyway, let's use this questionable guard dude to try to get out of jail. Hello, who are you? Oh gosh. I had a dog who was more intelligent than you. He must have taught you everything you know. Thanks, Monkey Island. Hey, over Solo. Zorch. Very calmly. Zap the shit out of me. Does that do anything? How about if I keep doing that? Nice suit. Pity about the face. Ah! Yeah, so I can see the thing up there. Can I get to it? No, just access. I don't want to access the save point. I want to get to the laser thingy. Can I? Maybe I can use this bowl somehow. It sure is a bowl. Looks more like a plate, but fine, whatever. It's a very shallow bowl. Is your hairdresser in jail for doing that? Is this getting me anywhere? Do I die if I do this enough? No, it doesn't actually seem to be hurting me, so that's good. Huh. Muppet. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. I use the bowl on him. I see. Cool. Yay. Ooh, can I have his body? Something fell out of his pocket. Well, I can't have his body without my reincarnation spell, so that's not gonna be an option yet, but maybe later. Guard's key. Where do I use it? There we go. Man, you'd think they'd know, they'd understand not to use bars. If you have the force field technology, put the force field over the entire doorway. Don't make bars out of it, you weirdos. Alright, cool. Great. Oh wait, I can't save, right. Well, I can save, but... oh, how many rings do I have? I got 12. Let's just go. Actually, before I wander around, I should probably... Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, alright. That's the only place I can go. Yeah, because I want to find Jenna, who is in the cell right next to me. So she'll be... What is going on over here? Huh. Okay, well, I'm sure I'll have a chance to go over there. First, though, no guard for Jenna? All right. There she is.
So you got out? How did you manage?
It would take too long to explain. I don't like much roots of hospitality. Let's get out of here.
No, wait. We can't get out that easily. You must absolutely find a plan first. Come and free me when you know how to get us out of here.
Okay. You're right. Give me a few minutes to explore the place and I'll be back. It would take too long to explain. I used a bowl to redirect his laser beam at him. There. It was not that hard. I'm sure if she has a bowl, she could probably easily do the same thing. She has a ring in her cell, too, which is bugging me. I want that ring. Oh, hello. Who are you? Huh, okay. Hold on a second, actually. One second. Okay. Can you, like, hand me that magic ring you have on your bed? I want it. Okay, I can't just free her without her say so. Okay, I can't go in there. I can go in there. I better not attract attention. Okay, that guard is just standing there. Ooh, that looks ominous, whatever that is. Ooh. A lot of, just unsecured doors. Ooh, there's a multiplan. Sweet, give me that. What is that thing? Can I have it? No. Okay, I guess I can't have it. What about this thing? Can I have that? Guess not. Sneak restart sequence initialized. Sneak contents are now available. Yay! I have all my stuff back. Sweet. Okay. Let's... I don't need that anymore. Oh, sweet. Reincarnation spell. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yep. Sweet. So now, I wonder then, should I take this dude's body? Will it do me any good? I guess there's only way to find out. Let's do it. This guy at least has slightly cooler armor. Cool. I'm a guard now. Zaor's apartment key. Oh, I didn't get a apartment key for... What's his face? The other guy whose name I've already forgotten. Zaor 940. He also has green eyes. Everyone has green eyes. Well, not everyone. Blood type Z-. Pamoka prison officer. Known by prisoners to be particularly violent and merciless. A decidedly unpleasant character. Excellent marksman. Likes the Eagles tech ball team, Kloops beer, waiver weapons, law and order. Hates books, the degenerate morals of the young, anarchy. Well, I hate this guy. And I'll be glad to use his body to do horrible, horrible things. Great. Oh, I can't leave Jenna here. I've absolutely got to find a way to free her. Okay.
An excellent idea. With your new body, we should be able to get out, no problem. I'll pretend I'm your prisoner. I'll go first. Follow me.
Yep. That's how it's done. Okay, but first, I'm confiscating these magic rings. Oh, just one. That's okay. I'll take it. Jenna, perhaps you misunderstand the concept of being my prisoner. Okay, cool. Okay, guard over there. Can I open any of these doors? Probably not. There's another lift here. Is there any? There's probably not really any reason to go in any of these places, but you know, I gotta look. Gotta check it out. Oh, you guys have cooler uniforms than me.
Where are you going with this prisoner, soldier?
None of your business. One of these two. That sounds believable. Minister Mushrood requested that she be brought to see him.
Have you got your orders?
Oh. I don't need orders. It's just a prisoner transfer.
All right, you can go through.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Haha.
Now I'm sure of it. There's a traitor among us. Someone informed Criff Mashrud of our plans and he set a trap for us. But who?
I think Krill is the traitor. Krill being the super masculine, get away from me dude.
That sort of accusation is too serious to be made lightly. Conduct your investigation at the base and find the culprit. You might find clues by searching the rooms, but make it discreet. You must not arouse their suspicions until we have proof.
You're right. I start my investigation now. And you're just gonna sit there. Cool. Alright then. That jailbreak was surprisingly easy, but you know what? I'm okay with it. Okay. Let's save, first of all. Bahimil, that was the other guy's name. Hello, who are you? Are you a traitor? Wait, you know who the traitor is? Socks. The robot. It's the robot all along. No, it couldn't be the robot. Socks is a perfect cinnamon roll, and is not to be spoken ill of. Okay, that's Yob. And oh, that's Namtar. I could train with Yob. Can I train with Yob? Can I not train with Yob? Oh, what the hell? I want to train with Yob. Boo. Alright, fine. What is that? Namtar's things. Oh. Hey, maybe you should fight. Look over there, so I can look through your things. Oh, okay. Thought I'd need to distract him or something first, but guess not. Okay, bye, Namtar. Have fun watching Yob. all the doors locked now? Ah! Oh, right, this is the library. It's locked. The sign on the door says Namtar's cell. Well, this is all looking pretty bad for Namtar already, because the fact that I can just steal his key and go into his room says volumes. Ooh, ring. Yes, please. 3 of them, thank you. I'm rich. What is this thing? A wash basin. That's a wash basin? Oh, okay. I can kind of see it. That's weird, but alright. Time to snoop in your stuff. There's any stuff to snoop in. Ah. Oh, cool. Shamhorn. Yeah. I had a recipe that needed one of those. I don't see anything I can... That looks like it might be suspicious. Oh, wait. Oh, hey. Hey, look at that. There are marks on the floor here. Yeah. Yeah. There's a little hatch in the floor, but it's impossible to open it. Impossible, you say? Probably maybe a button somewhere. Hmm. Maybe... No? Can't shoot it. Huh. Hmm. Nothing new to tell Jenna. You sure about that? Hi, Socks. How are you shaping up?
Shaping up to what?
Uh, it's just an expression. It means, is everything okay?
Oh, yes. I'm burning up real good. How about you, my young friend? Does life fill you with happiness? Are you swimming in ecstasy? Bathing in beatitude?
Something like that. As a matter of fact, I think there's a conspiracy at the base.
A conspiracy? Good gracious. Who's the traitor?
That's what I'd like to know. I suspect Krill.
Krill? That charming warrior, whose manners, admittedly a trifle rough, no doubt conceal a heart of gold? But why? Do you suspect him?
'Cause he's an asshole? It's a bit long to explain. Will you help me or not?
With pleasure. I've always dreamed of being in on the action, being one of the rebels, fighting the villains, saving the damsels, and all that. You can count on me. Give me 2 minutes, and I'll lead Krill off to the depths of my stores to check out our stock of bombs.
Great, thanks, Socks. That's awesome. What I really want is a way to open that hatch in Namtar's quarters. But, I mean, this'll do. I'll do this too. Maybe I'll get another chance to do that. I mean, I really have
Good luck.
no basis for suspecting anyone at the moment. Krill is just the one I first went for because he's been a jerk. And weirdly secretive. Hey, Gretstar! Okay, Ooh, what this? Screwdriver. Oh, actually, that might come in handy. That actually might be exactly what I need. There's also a wash basin. It's a weirdly, like... Oh, Krill is just... Okay. Krill's sleeping. I better not make any noise. Well, Socks, that isn't what you said you'd do. Socks said he would distract him, not just let me into his room. But, I mean... I got a screwdriver, so I guess I'll take it. And then, I guess the other thing I'll do is go in here. Where did the thing go? Oh, it moved back. Probably for the best, actually. Covering my tracks. Well... What the hell? What's the screwdriver for then, if not to open that hatch? Hmm. Didn't think so. Weirdly antagonistic wash basin. Why is it so spiky? Why is it pointy? If I look at it wrong, it'll kill me. Nothing in there? No, nothing in there. Okay. Aw, the robot did nothing wrong. Wait. It's shut. Then open it, you dimwit. Really? I can't talk to Socks again? Okay. Well, then I don't know what to do next. library. Namtar's room is here. There's gotta be some way to open that hatch. There's gotta be some secret something that I can do or push or pull or fiddle with. These look like very uncomfortable chairs. Look at that. Ugh. No thank you. I don't get it. Why do I have a screwdriver? What is the point? What do I do with it? Why did the game give me one? I don't see anything in this room that looks like it might conceivably be something that I need to poke at in order to open that hatch. And I've poked it like pretty much everything in the room anyway. Impossible to open it. Then what do I do? I got nothing. Who have I checked out so far? Well, so far I've only been able to get into Namtar's room, which is where I am right now, and I found this hidden hatch underneath one of his bookshelves, cabinets, whatever those things are. But I can't open it. And I also got into Krill's room, but the only thing I could find in there was a screwdriver. And I thought that might be what I need to open the hatch in Namtar's room, but it is not. Let me go check Krill's room again. Oops. That's Jenna's room. Stupid identical doors. Krill's sleeping. Nothing else in his cabinet. Nothing on his desk. Nothing behind his cabinet. That's it. I don't see anything else in here. Then I can't get into this room, which I think is where the fortune teller guy was. And there's the training room where Yob and Namtar are, but I can't talk to either one of them. I can't even train with Yob, which makes me upset. Let me talk to him. Doesn't even acknowledge that he's a person. Can't talk to Namtar. I already got his key from his things. You'd think there'd be like a locker in this room somewhere, but no. Namtar's just gonna throw his stuff on the floor. Nothing in that cabinet. And I don't have Namtar's key anymore, so it wouldn't be what it wouldn't be the thing that opens the hatch. I tried all of these things. I tried everything from screwdriver to Telus's talisman to open the hatch. None of them worked. I can't talk to Socks again. Again, doesn't even acknowledge that he can be talked to. Why does Socks also has a wash basin? Why? He's a robot. He doesn't need to wash. Maybe he needs to wash like parts of things he sells. I don't know. Good morning, Simon Ashed here. Cool. Yeah, totally get it. No hard feelings at all for not wanting to spoil yourself. But I appreciate you coming by anyway. Another streamer friend of mine, Ikifu, has been streaming Signalis on Wednesdays. And I watched his first stream, and I was really enjoying it. And I really like enjoying watching him, but I'm like, I don't want to watch any more of this because I want to play that game myself. It looks so cool. it's always a hard like choice to make to not watch a game you're enjoying or a streamer you're enjoying. It's like, but I want to spend time with people I like, with a game I like. But no, I can't. Oh, nice. Oh, Pyre was good. I would I would not say it's my favorite of Supergiant's games, but it was way better than I was expecting. And like Supergiant basically can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. Every single one of their games has been a banger. And I haven't played Hades yet, but I'm sure that that's going to be mind-blowingly awesome. But yeah, Pyre was really good. Lots of really good the feels moments, which that company is really good at. I pretty much fell instantly in love with every single character in the game. Even the ones I was supposed to hate. You're really not supposed to hate anybody, that's the thing. Like, even like the people who are like working against you all have good reasons for doing so, and like they're all just so well thought out and so well written, and it's all just it's beautiful. So good. Yeah, like I would say the gameplay of Pyre is probably its weakest point, but yeah, the writing, the characters, top notch. Oh god, yeah, no, I adore Bastion. Bastion is still my favorite of their games so far. Again, I haven't played Hades yet. But yeah, love Bastion to pieces. Transistor also very, very good. Yeah, no, they cannot make a bad game, as far as I'm concerned. Dicey Dungeons, I've seen a little bit of that game, not much. What kind of gameplay does that one have? And how is it kicking your butt? I don't know what to do. Somebody help me. I need a nudge. Is there any reason to go into this area? Probably not. I don't see how this would help me. Yeah, this is like the old... I don't think there's any reason to go in there. Yeah. Bless you. Yes. The neo-noir lounge singer protagonist. Yes, exactly. And sword boyfriend. The setting of that game was really interesting. Actually, this kind of reminds me of it. There are kind of similar elements to it. Like mainly the thing about how we've seen some like news bulletins in this game about like on such and such a day at such and such a time there will be rain showers for exactly 37 minutes and 12 seconds or whatever. Transistor has something similar in its setting where it's like, well, I don't want to say too much because it might be a spoiler, but yeah, that specific thing reminded me of Transistor. Yes, there are others to investigate, but I can't get into any of their rooms or talk to them. Yeah, there were two others that were mentioned in the initial conversation. It was Krill, Namtar, Yob, or the other guy, Mekan, I think was his name. I think that's the fortune teller dude. Who I would not be in the least bit surprised if he was the mole, honestly. But I think he's in here. I think he's in this room, and I can't get in there, and I can't talk to Yob at all. Turn-based, but you roll light to do attacks. Also, roguelite. Sorry, roguelite, not roguelike. Roguelite. What is the difference? Actually, I don't know what the difference. no, someone explained it to me once. It was like, I can't remember. Like, roguelikes are harder, I think, is from what I understand. Be shady, sneaky, wait! Oh, duh! Wait! Of course, yes. I have a very unique way of being shady and sneaky. I'm a fool. Right. And rogue is okay. Is the idea of the concept of like permanent upgrades that you can get between runs? That's like a roguelite thing in particular, right? Like you don't really typically have those in like pure roguelikes. Because it makes the game easier. Okay. So I have reincarnation spell. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That would be ridiculous. Multiple showers a day will improve bursts. Yep. Okay, so I am gonna take over somebody's body, maybe. Excuse me. Should it be Yob or should it be Namtar? Well, let's see who it works on, I guess. No, it doesn't work on Yob. Alright. Namtar? Yeah. Okay. You know, that's probably not. That's not surprising. I figure I probably couldn't. I couldn't reincarnate into people who are like named NPCs, but there may be someone else. Yeah, and like, I don't think anybody. There are probably very. Excuse me. There are probably very few people who have even played the original Rogue these days. I haven't. And they don't even really know what they're comparing it to, what they're comparing these games to. How about, this rando? No? How about the sleeping rando? No? Who else is there to... Krill? Can I possess Krill? Never remember which of these. It's not this one, it's the other one. I think I did play. I played one of the. Very briefly, I played one of the. Which one was it? It was either NetHack or Adam, and I don't remember which one. I feel like it was probably Adam. Yeah, I played one of them very briefly. I didn't get very far. Nope, can't possess Krill. Well, who can I possess? Yeah. Well, like, it's weird. Like, I used to play a lot of Binding of Isaac, which was a very stressful game, and yet, it helped to it was weird. It was stressfully relaxing, I guess, in a weird way. I don't know. Maybe there's something about the repetition that is soothing in some way. I don't know. And then also, Cook Serve Delicious. That's a relaxing game for me, despite the insanely like Twitch. You know, you gotta have real fast reaction times. But I can just turn my brain off and play that game all day. Oh god, yes. Oh yes, Muds. Muds and Mushes and Muxes. That's where Gretchstar and I met, actually, and became friends. And we've been friends for years because of Muxes and Mushes. I spent many, many, many hours of my life in text-based role-playing games, and made a lot of friends doing that. Many of whom I'm still friends with to this day. So yeah, that's a very comfortable home for me. And yeah, like Muds, Muds were like one of my first introductions to like online gaming way back in the day. I was very bad at it. And like we're talking like Muds, like the kind where you actually had like there was actually like a combat system, and you could fight stuff and probably die all the time, and that's what I did. But yeah, no, just text-based role-playing settings were my jam, and still are, even though I don't have the time to play in them anymore. Furious form type of depression. It's not like there's a game out there called Rogue. Oh. You've never harder blessed someone's heart. Oh, bless that person's heart indeed. Yeah, Muds are hard. Muds required actual like strategy and skill, and I tried playing quite a few of them, but never really was successful in any of them. But they still captivated me nonetheless. Who the hell else can I possess? There isn't anybody else around here. It's just generic dudes. Unless there's like someone in the temple above, maybe? Don't see how that would help me, but although also, the other thing I'm wondering, do I just not have enough mana to do it? But I mean, I need to have, like, I don't get how because the instructions for the reincarnation spell said that like you need to have a certain level of mana to possess someone, but like if you can't get your mana up, then you're trapped in a body forever. Muds, the first Souls games, God. I think I was probably too young when I was playing Muds to really understand like the strategy involved, which is probably why I was bad at them. Yeah. I wonder also if the reason that I can't possess anybody is that I don't have enough mana, then if I give, can I think I have a mana potion somewhere in my multi-plan. I hate to waste it though. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the birthplace of MMOs, isn't it? Good old Muds. Playing in the mud. Yeah, text parser Sierra games, and that's probably what drew me to MUDs in the first place was because I grew up on text parser Sierra games, and I already knew how good it could feel. I was already like well versed in the enjoyment of playing a text parser game and like typing your commands into a computer, and then the computer would do that thing, and it was awesome. And then yeah, MUDs were like that writ large. And that would be Zork. It is very dark. You are likely to be eaten by a grue. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe that's the OG original Zork, which I also played, but I don't think I ever finished it. I did play, I played Return to Zork, which everyone knows and loves as the source of another meme. Want some rye? Of course you do. Let's put that Shamhorn away. I don't know. I guess what I really should have been doing was buying guns, which I've not done at all. Because I have all this ammunition for guns that I don't have, and I don't know where I guess I'm expecting the game to just give me guns, but I think I actually have to buy them, which I've not been doing. But I guess, I mean, I kind of don't see the point, because my problem with the shooting sections is not that my gun is not powerful enough, it's that everyone else is just so, like, perfect at shooting me. Okay, Jafale's Parchment, and then yeah, I have Life Potion, Mana Potion. I think I only have one, so I'm worried about wasting it. Oh no, I have another one. That's a plus 20. Okay, I'll take that one. I hear that there's some of the other Resort games are supposedly very good, but I never played any of them, other than just those two. I kind of want to save again. Oh, I could have just used that multiplan there. Whoops. Screw it. I'll save again. Okay, so now I have... Okay, so I have 50 mana now, so does that let me possess somebody? I keep going to the wrong door. Can I possess socks? Is that an option? No, can't possess. Can't possess these guys. I think I wasted a mana potion. I can probably find more later. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well. Well. That's a problem. Crime's done. I'm surprised it took me that long to figure that out. Like, I wouldn't think of a screwdriver as the first tool that comes to mind for opening a door. But alright. Poor Mishkan. He was unable to foresee his own death. Seems unlikely, but okay. Mishkan's journal. Yes. Oops. Examine. Alright, here we go. 11 Quarid. The wave of probability is agitated for the moment. It is disturbed by the movements of the demons. I'm almost sure they... I missed that period there. It is disturbed by the movements of the demons. I'm almost sure they seek the Nomad soul. I pray that he be spared. Don't assume that the Nomad soul is male. 34 Quarid. He is here. I feel his presence close at hand, here in the base. His spirit rippled the surface of the wave for a moment. That's how I discovered him. He is powerful. Very powerful. Definitely a being from the second circle. I don't know what he looks like, but I know he is among us. I prefer to say nothing for the moment. He could be anyone. 35 Quarid. Krill seems to have a strange attitude in the last few days. I shall observe him more closely. 38 Quarid. It's awful. It's worse than anything I imagined. Evil is among us, and no one has noticed. If he knows that I know that I'm lost, I must act quickly and alone. May Viagramuka have pity on me. And me. Oh, I love it. Ooh, what's this? Another key? And what's that thing? Acid. Sweet. Are we talking like alien blood acid or LSD acid? Because I believe either one. It's like John Wick, but with an elephant. It's shut. Oh, my screwdriver's gone. I mean, I guess that's fair. I broke it off in a door. Now I'm thinking of God of War, where like you never open a door, you kick open every single door. Every door that can be kicked open gets kicked open. What is Mishkan's key for? Does he have his own room? Is there another room? Alright, well, he was suspicious of Krill. Okay. Yeah, it's like, why open a door when you can... There's so many other ways you can get a door open. Maybe I should notify Namtar that his fortune teller, or his seer, has kicked the bucket. Nope. Guess not. Yep, and I've definitely had to MacGyver my way out of situations using improvised tools as well, and I blame adventure games for that. One of my I can think of two of my favorite examples are one time at the previous place I lived in. My partner and I were eating dinner outside on a little. We had like a little like a side deck area, and we were eating dinner outside because it was a nice day. And then we tried to go back inside, and we realized we had locked ourselves out of the house. So we used a fork to pry open the window and climb in through the window and to let ourselves back into the house. The funny thing too was that it was a meal that it was Sloppy Joe's, as I recall, and I eat Sloppy Joe's with a fork. My partner does not, so I was the only one who had a fork. And if I had chosen not to eat my Sloppy Joe with a fork that day, we might have been screwed. But I had a fork, and the fork saved the day. The other example is this was also happening with my partner. We were leaving. We'd gone to a concert, and my partner was backing his car out of the parking spot and smacked his rear view mirror on the left side, on the side of the car, into a pillar, and knocked it loose, and so it was like dangling from the side of his car. And so we had to, I like dug through his glove compartment and rigged up like, what was it? It was like, because we didn't have any like tape or anything, so I rigged up like a tie with like, I found a USB cord in his glove compartment, and we used that to like tie his side view mirror in place. Just long enough to drive home, so it wasn't like flopping all over the place while we were driving. It was a USB, and I had a hair tie. I pulled my hair out of my hair tie, and we used the USB cable and a hair tie to tie it on. It was very dirty, very 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 sloppy improvisation, but it did the trick for the short amount of time we needed. No, it was just like I don't remember. It wasn't that involved. It was just like we just kind of pried the window open with a fork. Oh yes. I basically just eyeball my Sloppy Joe. I don't do it with a mix. I just do canned tomato paste, water. I throw an egg in there, and then I basically just raid my spice cabinet, and just like every spice, I'll just kind of like throw spices into it, and then taste and keep adding spices until it tastes right. Yeah, egg is a kind of a weird addition, but yeah, I add an egg to my Sloppy Joe. Also, my secret ingredient for Sloppy Joe, brown sugar. Along with all the spices you throw in, a little bit of brown sugar. I don't know. I think the egg is just to kind of bind it together, which it's not really necessary. Like I think it was just a thing I picked up from someone else, who I made Sloppy Joe with at one point, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, throw an egg in there." I'm like, "Okay." So yeah, I think it's just a binding agent, but I don't think it's also probably not super necessary, because that's what the tomato paste does. Ooh yeah, lime. Ooh, I like that idea. Maybe I'll add a little bit of that next time I make Sloppy Joe. Okay, so I'm getting distracted. Did I have a... Ooh, wait a minute. I have an idea. Not that way. This way. I bet I was thinking, oh, I'm sure acid is one of the ingredients for a spell or something, but I bet the acid. Yeah, that's it. The acid must have melted the catches and released the hatch. Well, that's gonna be incriminating. Demoniac cube. Well.
The master is losing patience. He has ordered the capture of the Nomad soul as quickly as possible. Spare no effort. The priest must also be eliminated. Do what you must.
So Namtar is a demon. He's the traitor, and he killed Mesh Khan. I need to find a way to unmask him and destroy him. Yep. Yep. Very clever game, pointing suspicion at Krill. What do I do with Mesh Khan's key, though? Alright, well at least that cube is like a... I was thinking it's gonna be like one of the it's a lament configuration. I gotta solve it and I'll summon a bunch of Cenobites. Oh yeah, so okay, so the thing is I don't cook the egg. Basically, like, you know what, like, I'm not cooking the egg separately. I'm basically just stirring it into the into the sloppy joe as it warms up. So it's not supposed to have scrambled. You're not supposed to see like egg bits in it. It's just kind of like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a coating for the meat. It's I think the term for doing that is tempering in the egg. So you're not actually scrambling the egg. You're just adding it to you're incorporating it into the other ingredients rather than cooking the egg on its own. I mean, not that you'd really notice. I think you do end up with like a few like small bits in it of like basically scrambled egg in there, but like it's not really intended to be like an ingredient in itself. I don't know if I'm probably not explaining it very well. Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's all covered in tomato and beef. So even if you do get like cooked solidified bits of egg, yeah, you won't notice. I can't attack the demon while it looks like Namtar. Y'all would stop me. I need to reveal his true identity first. Oh, I think I have a spell to do that. Yeah, let me find... I'm sure I have a spell for that. Tomorrow's dinner is secured. Yeah, let's talk a Sloppy Joe. Definitely making you want Sloppy Joes. Where the hell was the... I gotta find which friggin' volume of magic book had that spell in it. Okay, well, let's put some of the stuff away. Excuse me. Okay. read through all my books and figure out which. Oh god, this fucking font. Transformation into gold. Nope, I don't want that. Not god or goo. Love spell. Nope. Do not want to make Nampar fall in love with me. And vulnerability spell. I would love that, but I don't have. Yeah, I don't have that. Okay. Unmask a demon. There it is. Okay. Mix the sham horn and dew of light in the Beshem. I must have dew of light somewhere. Okay. Okay, well, I have a sham horn. Dew of light. If I don't have that, then I can probably... Yeah, no, I don't have any. Well, then in that case, I think I have to go buy some. Let's see if the sorcery dude in Khalasar has some dew of light. Didn't I? I swear I had some at some point, but I must have used it for something. Yeah, dubious consent spell, exactly. I'm sure transformation into gold will be important later. Perfect spicy cheese dipping sauce. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know how that would work with that, but the macaroni and cheese recipe I use does involve an egg. So that might work, actually. I don't know. If you're interested, it's Alton Brown's mac and cheese. Pretty easy to find if you look it up. Alton Brown's baked macaroni and cheese. And yeah, there's an egg in that recipe. So yeah, that might be what you're looking for. I don't know. Oh wait, I need to go to the street, which is over this way, and I need to call a slider. Yeah. Yeah, and that's just like your basic like roux, with your melt butter, stir in flour, stir, and then add your milk until it thickens up, and then add your cheese. That's the base for the mac and cheese, and also for I have a cheese sauce that I put on broccoli, and that's basically what all it is. It's just roux, milk, cheese. Nice. Yeah, that recipe is a winner. I've made that recipe many times. And yeah, I swear by it. best mac and cheese recipe I've ever found. Where was I going? Oh yeah, so, Anekba, not Khalasar. That's true. I mean, grilled cheeses. I guess you could theoretically make grilled cheese, make a grilled cheese sandwich on a grill. But yeah, it's fried. It's a fried cheese sandwich. And maybe I guess if you make a panini, maybe that is closer to grilled. But then it's a panini and not a grilled cheese sandwich. They're two different things. Do you have You don't have any fucking dew of light. God damn it. Well, where the fuck am I supposed to find some? You got viscous slime. And virgin blood. Shit. Well, that sucks. I swear I had some. This guy's doofy ass run. Oh, did he? Oh, awesome. I should check that out. I bet that's fun. Ooh, yeah. I think it was from a souffle recipe that I learned what roux was. And I've been making souffle for years, but I didn't actually know that was what it was. What am I doing? Okay. Oh, you know what I could do, actually? Let's check these apartments while I'm out and about. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that's Zaor. There's the... I don't want to fall off the ledge. I've done that too many times. Not here, okay. Oh. Hi. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Jeez. Fuck. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Fucking, God damn it. Wow. Alright. Cool. That was the last fucking time I saved. Ugh. Alright. That is a cool design. That was a pretty cool looking demon. Ooh. I do not like fruitcake, although I'm not 100% on that. I'm sure there's probably some fruitcake out there that I have not had that's actually really good, but most of the stuff I've had has just been like, you know, your typical like really rock hard, pre-packaged, like ubiquitous garbage fruitcake. But I'm sure there's good fruitcake out there. Eggnog, I like. I'm a fan of eggnog. And I like my eggnog without any booze in it, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, we're back here. And this was before... Okay, well, hey, I get my mana potion back, so that's good. Oh yeah, okay, so now we'll get the screwdriver and open this thing, do the guy. I hate this because I can't train for combat at all. I'm stuck with my shitty low-level... Actually, that's not true. I can go to the, I can go to the tournament and train that way. Yes, that is the thing that that's the kind of thing that I love doing. Like, if there's like, there's like a traditional food that everyone hates, I like finding ways to make it not crappy. So yeah, I would love good fruitcake. I'm sure it's good when properly made. Do you have a... Yes, you do. Good. I can go back in there, and so can that. Also, I guess I should read the journal, huh? Oh yes, that was the other thing I was going to say. I also like candy corn. And I like English toffee, although I'm not sure if my English toffee. Yeah, if it's what I'm thinking of, then I really like English toffee. Hello, bot. You get to go away. Ban. Oops. Oh. And I like Smarties too, weirdly enough. Although Smarties are also that's another like regional thing. Like Smarties are called something else in other regions. Different things are called Smarties. I think what I'm considering Smarties are just basically like it's like that little like plastic wrapped package of just like little basically like pills. And they're just sugar. They're just pure sugar. I like those. They taste like nothing, but I like them. Yes, the slightly tart chalky pucks. Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Sorry, I got distracted by the bot, and I was thinking of English toffee. English toffee is what I consider that. It's like a hard, like toffee layer. It's like hard and crunchy, and then it has like a thick like chocolate layer on top, and then it's sprinkled with nuts. I really like that, but I think there are probably versions of it that are terrible. Toffee is hard to do right. I've made it a few times, and sometimes it was good and sometimes it was bad. And there's also like many different versions of toffee that can be either like hard and crunchy, or it can be like soft and chewy, or it can be just like stick to your teeth, destroy your fillings. So there's probably a wide spectrum of English toffee that may not all be good. What was I doing? Oh yes, I was going to go to Namtar's room and get the cube. The not lament configuration. Bonk. Smack into a pillar. This has been a very food-centric stream. They tend to I think there's probably a pretty significant proportion of my streams that have just devolved into food talk. An ancient cube with strange symbols engraved on it.
The master is losing patience. He has ordered the capture of the Nomad soul as quickly as possible. Spare no effort. The priest must also be eliminated. Do what you must.
Oh, actually, I have an idea. I might have a reason to talk to Dagobah now. Dagobah. I've forgotten how to pronounce his name, so I'm calling him Dagobah. I know it's with a K, but... he was in that room, I believe, the square door. Really? Come on. Maybe I'll talk to Jenna. Vegemite! I want to try Vegemite. Yeah, I know that's a big, like, some people love it, some people hate it. From what I've heard, one of the big reasons why people hate it is that they're using it wrong. You're not supposed to spread it on, you're not supposed to slather it onto bread like peanut butter. You just do like a very thin layer, and that's supposedly the correct way to eat it, but I don't know for sure because I've never eaten it. But yeah, that's the thing I want to try. Yeah, that's how I hear it's intended to be enjoyed. Still really bitter, yeah. Probably an acquired taste either way. You hate bitter things, yeah, that makes sense. That is fair. Oh my god, yes, thank you. I'm not a big pesto person, and I think one of the reasons why I'm not a big pesto person is that almost every time I've had it, it's been like slathered onto whatever I've been eating, and it's like, oh my god, this is too much. That's why I don't like pesto pizza, because it's just like, pesto! But, at the same time, one of the best pizzas I ever had was, it was thinly sliced potato, entire cloves of garlic, a thin layer of pesto, and then, like, I think it had some other things on it, but I don't remember. But, yeah, really, really good. One of the best pizzas I've ever had. So yeah, I'm okay with pesto in small doses, but not in the enormous amounts that it's typically used in. Same with barbecue sauce. I don't like enormous amounts of barbecue sauce slathered all over everything, but little bit's good. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna look for, I want to find that right, the volume, I think it was this one. Oh yeah, the sham horn is the thing I wanted. Oops, not that. Not the truth spell. Actually, I wonder if that would work. To force a liar to say what he knows, mix a wiki and a dead man's tongue into Tibetan. I believe I have a wiki. And I have a dead man's tongue. Because I think I was supposed to use that spell to get the info on the base out of that dude who didn't want to tell me. I have a wiki, and should have a dead man's tongue in here somewhere. But the way I did that was I ended up possessing Iman and getting him to tell me that way. There it is. Dead man's tongue. Nope, sneak full. Okay. Let's put this ammunition. I thought I was supposed to... I was under the impression that I get better sneaks later on. Like, I think the manual said something about getting your sneak upgraded so that it can hold more stuff. But I have not run into that at all, so maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Barbecue sauce foods are simply a transportation method to get more barbecue sauce to me. Fair. Okay. Let's go ahead and save again. Favorite pizza's a margarita? Nice. Nice and simple. Okay, so use on impossible. Why? Maybe use the Bechem on the thing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Truth spell. Cool. Okay. Well, at least I have it. That's good. I'm curious. Will it work? Will it? No. Okay. Oh well, that's fine. Oh God. Yeah, I'm not a hot sauce person. Okay, so I need... Oh yeah, I need the sham horn. We'll put the truth spell away for now. Give me the sham horn back. And we're sure that I don't have any dew of light. Nope, I definitely do not have any dew of light. Where am I supposed to get it? The sorcerer guy doesn't have it, then who would? I don't suppose there's any in the library. I would have picked it up if there was. But, like, I feel like, did I use the Dew of Light for the when I made the Bechem in the first place? No, there's nothing else here. What about, also still curious about Meshkan's key. Does that... Did I try using that to open the other cabinet in his room? I don't remember if I did or not, but let's go check. Oh yes, the Bechem is this magical bowl that I have. It's this thing, which lets me make spells. If I mix 2 ingredients in it, then it makes a spell. Do some frickin' magic. It's refreshingly simple. Nope. Can't use that on that. What the hell is the point of mesh con- Oh! Ring. Give. What is the point of Meshkan's key if it doesn't open anything? It's probably supposed to open this door that I used, it probably opens the door to this room, which I used a screwdriver on to open. So it's kind of redundant. Unless there's something else that I'm missing. I do, though. I have new things to tell Dekoba. I want to tell him, hey, I need some dew of light. Actually, just out of curiosity. I don't suppose. There probably isn't, but I'm going to look in here to see if there's any dew of light floating around in this temple. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure I already used all of the ingredients that I found in here, but I'm gonna look anyway. Maybe I'll hold off on going into his, oh, right. I didn't think so. Maybe I'll hold off on going into this dude's apartment until I'm in a better body with... Although, again, I could just go to the fighting tournament and increase my fighting skills that way. Plus, that way I'll get a little spare change out of it, too. It's an added bonus. Since I can't train with Yob anymore, apparently. Whoops. Yep, that dude. Yeah, no, there's nothing else. Nothing was left on any of these altars. Well, then I have no idea. If the sorcerer guy in Enekba doesn't have any, then I need to find another source. Sorcerer. I deserve that. because I can't imagine this guy would have any magic reagents in his apartment, considering his general demeanor. But, I don't know, might be worth checking his stuff anyway. Well, I hate to go so far out of my way, but I might not have a choice. Where am I going? Oops, I went the wrong way. Oh yeah, good point. I was talking about not having any guns other than the basic waiver, so yeah. That is an excellent suggestion. Yeah. I will save. I'll save in the temple. But, I think maybe even before I go to his apartment, I'm gonna go to the whatchamajigger, the fighting tournament. In which case, I won't save in the temple, I'll save there. I'll save at the gun shop, because I'm pretty sure there was a save point there. Where was the gun shop? I think it was the one in... Was it the one in Kalasar? The Sharmat tournament is what the flyer will tell me. Which I don't have on me at the moment, I don't think, but that's fine. We'll at least go... Was it Kalasar? Or Anekba? I'll figure it out one way or another. I could also just find a multi-plan. I mean, that's not what I'm going to do anyways. I'm going to find a multi-plan and find my Sharmat flyer. And there should be a multi-plan. Oh yeah, there's probably one in the supermarket. Supermarket.
Hey, I know what it's like. Sometimes even I get the hungries at work.
There better be one in here somewhere.
To combat those diet failures that bring my productivity down, I
Oh, there it is.
chocolate, the energy bar with tungsten hydrogen extract. You too can eat like me. Eat chocolate, the bar that boosts productivity.
There we go. Yep, Kalasar. Okay.
Hey, I know what it's like. Sometimes even I get the hungries at work. So, to combat those diet failures that bring my productivity.
Okay, so I don't remember exactly where it was, but because nothing in Kalasar is marked, but I'll find it. Zam store. Nah, do not run me over, please. Thank you. Yeah, it's up here somewhere. I'm so mad that I can't be in Iman's body anymore. I was all set. I was all ready to like write her off as like, oh, here's the game telling me, here's this hot lady, who her whole purpose for being is to be hot, so she can be hot to this one dude and make him tell you things. But it turns out, actually, she's a badass. I was all ready to disbelieve, and then I lost her. Never let it down. Zamstor, aka Slur. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Drone battery, please.
Can I be of any help? Thanks. Here's your battery. Come again.
I'm sure I could have finished that thing without swapping. Actually, no, yeah, that's a good question, because could I have even gotten to that door without the guard's body? I didn't try, so I don't know if there was something that would have stopped me, but I mean, it seemed like all I needed to do was just run through the place shooting everything. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I needed that guy. Still mad about it, though. Watch me get my ass kicked. But at least it'll be an important lesson. A valuable lesson. Right. I mean, honestly, I wish it stayed stealth. And this is coming from me, who does not get along well with stealth games. But it's like, why do you even give me the option to be stealthy if you're then immediately going to take it away from me? Ow. Well done. Okay, 20 setex. Cool, I guess. I think I'm just gonna have to keep doing that. Yeah, I think he did. He had a wicked combo and wiped the floor with me. Do I? Yeah, no, I just come out of there with 10 energy, so that's bad, but... Oh well. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to just keep doing that. So... Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me for now. But maybe what I might do is I might just keep doing this off stream, and I'll just grind. I'll grind some my fight levels, and hopefully by next time we will be a little bit better at fighting, and maybe I'll be able to take on that demon, and maybe I will also give myself a little nudge and try to figure out where I can get myself the dew of light that I need. Because also, I'm guessing that I'm probably going to have to fight Namtar, and this will probably help me do that. If that is the case, and I have to fight him, then I won't get very far if I'm still just an initiate at the fighting. So this will probably improve my odds either way. So yeah, I will see you folks tomorrow for Reciteer. Finally going to get back to that. Let's see. Yeah. I'm kind of toying with the idea that I might be done with Reciteer. At least for the foreseeable future. Because I'm kind of starting to reach the point where I'm just like, after all this time, I'm starting to not really enjoy grinding for 100%. And I've gotten to 99, and that's pretty good. So I'm thinking I'm going to still play it for a little bit longer, and we'll see how I feel. And I might switch out for something else on Wednesdays. But still kind of in the very early stages of that idea, so we'll figure it out. In the meantime, who's playing something good? We have, we got some Super Mario RPG. We got some some Chip and Dales. What else we got? Anything else good? What are you playing? Screw it. I'll send you over to Nerethia because he's always a good time. That's cool. I've never played Super Mario RPG. I probably should. It looks fun. Okay. Yeah, so I'll see you folks tomorrow. Thank you for coming. Thanks for all the food talk, which I always get way too distracted by. And yeah, we'll do some Reciteer tomorrow and jump back into the world of capitalism just in time for the Christmas season. Woo! Oh, I should do that 12 Days of Capitalism thing again that I did forever ago. That would be a good way to to say goodbye to Reciteer. Maybe later. All right. Have a good one. And yep, that's all I got. More Nomad Soul next week. And that's it. Good night. Such a weak ending. Okay, good night. Bye.